it's been so long since the last time we recorded a new Animal Crossing came out.
Something Doom Eternal meme.
This series has been recorded so sparsely that...
But, you know, it's not the only other thing that happened. There's a certain other event that happened that shall not be named, because if it's named, YouTube will take away our money.
Booyah. New Animal Crossing.
Along with other world events.
Though in a way, I think it's interesting, because if we had recorded all of this, like...
You see, this was a total big brain idea to space smash out so that as we record, we could potentially use the DLC characters in World of Light. Yep, playing fifth-dimensional chess here.
While also talking about...
Not procrastination at all. No, you're procrastinating.
Oh yeah, the spontaneous...
Invincibility. Oh yeah, you also, a guy, you're at like 300%, but they're at 300%. What?
Ah!
What, is that like a reference to you being one hit in Wild Gunman? Yeah, I guess so.
I think.
Sakurai would do that.
He would! I mean, this is also so far in advance, we know at the time of this recording an ARMS character was planned, and I don't think I can reach that one character unless I'm insane.
No, I think you can, you just have to go down a different path. Wait, go back to where the spirit was. Can you go down? Can you go to where the previous spirit was? Yeah, I think that was it. I was right.
Okay, yeah. We don't know who the ARMS character is. This makes the
like that. You know, to a basic.
Booyah!
A basic, like to make predictions. That's good taste of like foot in mouth right there. I think it will be Twintelle.
A lot of people thought it would be Twintelle.
I think like Twintelle for.
What? Oh, I'm going back.
What? Oh. I think it would be Twintelle for 2.
Yeah.
Basically for two main reasons, which are essentially the Twintelle is the only character from ARMS that has actual traditional arms, so I feel like if it was her, they would basically have things like her grab and, you know, grabbing the ledge and stuff be done with, like, their normal...
I think this section is mostly done.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, moving on.
More of the thing is, like, that's... about this. I don't like the World of Dark as much because I feel it's a map. Now, it makes...
Oh, hey, Axel!
Now, it makes sense for it to kind of be a giant...
God, those games were awful. I don't like the later X games, but I also think the...
Hey, should have brought Franklin Badge or Super Armor to this. Anyway, to talk about the World of Dark for a minute, I don't
need it!
I feel the map is a giant... It feels like it's a giant clusterfuck of randomly placed assets.
A little bit, yeah.
Nice to lead it up. Talk about, like, the Twintelle thing. The reason I believe it to be her is I feel like if they picked any other, a character from ARMS, like, the thing is, there's not really any, you know, traditional, like, hands or whatever and arms the closest you get, or the weapons that are the boxing gloves, but I feel like to have the character of the
That's
set...
hilarious.
What?
It gave me another giant.
Giant and slumber immunity.
You know what I want, game. Giant Bowser is ridiculous in these.
But
Arg.
anyway, like I was
Be
saying,
gone.
like I was saying,
Darkrai.
I believe basically because of grabbing the ledge and also just general grabs. Because that's another thing. I feel like if the arms character is a Twintelle, that her grab will actually be so like relatively normal range. Because I believe she would probably grab with her actual hands. And if anyone says, "Oh, but the arms character is based around range," why would you give them that range? Tell me, do you want a character that's grab? Like, do you want Marth's grab to actually be a feature? Because that is what you are asking.
Oh, seriously?
You are asking for Marth's grab to actually be intended in the design. And we don't need that.
It could be quite ridiculous to a point that it would be irritating.
And this is a point where I feel like some people would point out, like, Isabelle's fishing rod, or I think another character had a command grab side special. The thing is, the fishing rod can, because it's counted as an attack, it can actually be shielded.
You can shield it, and
Yeah.
it doesn't pull you in.
Yeah.
Look, Amy Rose!
So, like, the only other time they've given a character an obnoxiously long grab like that, it can actually be shielded. And by extension, because it can be shielded, it can also be parried, right?
I think? God, I love Open Your Heart. It's Amy Rose!
This battle... Oh, wait, you started with Super Armor. Wait, did you pick Super Armor?
Don't think so. I might need to.
Their hammer will also last longer.
Oh, bullshit!
Hey, but now that their hammer's gone, you...
Oh yeah, they changed... I forget, they changed the golden hammer.
There we go.
The golden hammer doesn't last as long.
Because that was fucking busted. Back in, Brawl, Brawl, if you were either a mashing god or were a cheating whore with a turbo controller, you could jump and just walk that thing to the edge of the screen and then walk your ass back.
Amy and her Pico hammers.
Because that's a hammer, that's a type of Japanese toy.
Ah, Shovel Knight. I forgot we have a lot of... Go back to this nonsense. I like the giant.
And like, also was the thing, I feel like someone would, but they're a spirit, that means they can't be in the game. You see, this is something I'm going to be blunt about.
Booyah!
This is something I'm going to be blunt about that I kind of hate with the internet and Smash. I think we've talked about this before.
I think it's in here somewhere.
A lot of people, just to be blunt, the rules most people have set up have basically never been acknowledged. The only, the only two rules that Sakurai has ever actually genuinely acknowledged are the character has to have appeared on a Nintendo console or is going to appear on a Nintendo console, and they have to be from a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Those are basically the only two, actual rules.
occasionally take damage. That's funny.
Yeah.
But that's actually really fucking funny.
Why is the ability not called Sandstorm?
Which goes to, like, as just a side note.
Also, the Tyranitar gives you a weakness to water.
Mm-hmm. People talk about the spirits being lazy, but I think a lot of them are just really fun references to the franchise that I can't look at that and say it's lazy, because a lot of these have such minor details that a casual person might not. Because this is Judge.
Okay, yeah, let's give this one as an example, but this one makes sense because it's based off one of his moves, because the Game & Watch, like, it's based off the Game & Watch game Judge, which is basically a, like, I think it was like a timing thing to where you essentially press the button and stop on a number, I think.
His side special is Judge, and this is Judge, so it fit not giant, but KO's heal damage.
But, and also because it's Judge, there is a high likely chance
of getting...
No, it's actually a likely chance of it not getting 9s. I know we're jumping around a bunch of things, but this is just how my brain works, picking up useless trivia. Now, granted, it's kind of... Well, I was going to... Oh, no, wait, there's still one more. If one of them... Oh, yeah, there's still a few more.
4 more!
If one of them...
Read!
Remember, you have Bowser's side B, and if you grab someone, you can actually slam them into other people. Oh, they're being a dodgy bitch now.
Wait, this is the Giga Punch thing.
Yeah. But I was going to say, here's a fun fact.
Did I get to?
Yeah. Here's a fun fact about Game & Watch that only applies to Melee. Back in Melee, Game & Watch's Judge was actually not as random as you would think. If I remember correctly, the way Game & Watch's the way Judge worked in Melee was that, like, the numbers actually weren't random. It's, like, it basically started with, I believe, 1 and 2, you actually could not get those two numbers at the start of a match, and it's essentially to prevent it, like, from getting 2 or 3 9s in a row. Whatever, like, the last 2 numbers that you got could not be gotten again, and I believe it started with 1 or 2, meaning that you could only get 3 or higher from the beginning, and then depending on what you get would change its odds to the other numbers.
The Prince guy.
Yeah. Like,
Boom, shakalaka!
To talk about the, spirits and stuff being more... Basically, like, the references. The reference there is that, one, that game was a Game Boy game, so it's on the Game Boy stage, and the prince could become a frog or a snake. So, basically, the reptile and frog characters were...
funny.
Funny, we're talking about orange zone. That leads to, jumping around, but it's just because I'm talking about whatever pops into my head.
Oh yeah, he has impact drawn.
But, like, to talk about the spirit...
Why Franklin badge?
I believe there are projectiles in this. Yeah, the enemy's easily distracted by items. I guess a few projectile items fall. Because, like, what this is a... Yeah, Pokeball, so a few projectiles and stuff. What this is... Oh, no, it's Deku Nuts. What this
impact drawn.
What this spirit is a reference to is in one of the WarioWare games, I don't remember which, it might have been the first one, and there was a mini-game where you basically played a bird catching, like, seeds as they fell from the sky. It was a reference to this whole arcade game, so that's why it was designed the way it is. Any way, like, on to my point was the spirit thing on the, like, spirit assist trophy, me costumes, and whatnot. Like I said before, and I am fairly certain we have talked about this, none of them deconfirm a character because that has never been established as a rule. The only one of those that makes some amount of sense for...
Can I kill him?
No. The only one of... Well, actually, it's listed it was the CPU, so maybe. Oh, nope.
Nope.
It's in the background. The only one of those that I feel makes some...
Calm down.
The only one of those arbitrary rules that I feel makes some amount of sense is the, like, assist trophy one, because the idea is, like, if the assist trophy and the playable character is on screen, that could potentially be confusing. So that's the only one that I feel could actually genuinely deconfirm a character. A spirit basically means nothing, and a Mii costume, I feel the Miis look different enough with their height and whatnot for that to actually be different. And we have, if we're going to pull a bunch of, you know, technical semantic things as evidence, like the internet does, there is one character that actually had a spirit technically before.
I guess you could say this is a Mega Man legend.
Wait, why isn't Vol not a legend spirit? They had the perfect opportunity there. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He actually has really good.
Oh, also I just realized a fun game design thing that's actually good. Game design, the spirit you picked up in.
Oh wait, Bowser got good tails.
Yeah, so the spirit you picked up in that treasure chest right before this one was this Coon, which is a electric floor in Unity, I think. But anyway,
we got a Discoon and he's electric floor.
So let's be honest, if a spirit representing the Famicom Disk System was going to be accurate, it would basically be start the match at 3/9 of damage, because those things were fucking fragile. This is a joke about those being kind of notorious for collecting dust and fingerprints. That's why they came with little sleeves.
Bowser body.
Anyway, my point was the whole spirit thing. There is actually one character that was technically a spirit before they were a DLC character. There was a Piranha Plant spirit before they were added as a DLC character. And the fun part about that is, when Piranha Plant was added, do you know what they did with that spirit?
Do we have any stronger? Giant. He's cool. John Lee's nice.
You know how every playable character has, like, basically a fighter spirit that is the Smash render, and then something that is a render from one of their games? That's what they did for the Piranha Plant spirit. It just became his classic spirit.
Ah, Rosalina. Rosalina and Chico. Galaxy came out in 07.
Yeah.
Galaxy came out... Also, you want a fun one? And I found this stream. They had never played Sunshine. And I talked about having like a 15-year-old GameCube save. And they were like, Sunshine is not that old. And they looked it up and were like, 2002!
Yeah. Didn't we get our copy used?
Yeah, and... and it didn't have a manual because GameStop, or it was an EB Games at the time, was notorious for doing this dumb thing. If you wanted a manual, you had to ask, and I didn't...
They still do it, but the Kaido is the Shongaite online is the same way. It's missing a manual for, I would assume, the same reason.
It's time for the question of the day, my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, did you expect the ARMS representative to be Min Min, or were you in the camp that thought it would be Twintelle or Ribbon Girl? Most people thought it would be Twintelle because her normal arms would make it easier for her to use weapons and items, and could make her hair more or less entirely focused on her special moves, which would give her kind of a unique mix of standard arms and her, weapon arms. But we ended up with Min Min, which was a popular pick, and a lot of people thought it might be Min Min, but more or less every character in ARMS was considered in some way. I just thought I would ask if you expected Min Min, or if you were one of the people that thought Twintelle or Ribbon Girl would be way more likely, because I noticed those two were the ones that were the most cited when it came to people trying to guess who the ARMS representative would be. But anyway, I'm rambling. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I will see you all next time. So, good night, everybody.